Hi, my 8-8 beautiful sisters. I am back for three more readings. Amy, Melissa, and Pearl. And so far, everyone's really been really grateful for what's been coming through. And anyway, I'll leave some of my feedback on your feedback in the WhatsApp group, possibly because I think it's great if everyone watches everybody's readings. When I used to do them in the classroom, like in the meditation room, everyone would hear everybody's reading, and it was really vital because everybody sort of got a piece of the puzzle, and then that way when you get to your reading, you have it's so much richer because you have all those codes and those sort of downloads that other people were getting. And because we're like this collective consciousness and we are this oneness, this unity, truly, really, when you hear someone else's reading, something in you could really feel activated and like really click in. And I even get to receive the messages because when I'm channeling for you, it gets to be something I get to hear. And I don't remember the readings, but then I do go back and listen again, and it's nice. It's really, really nice. Okay, ladies. So, turning off the phone actually so it doesn't ring. And I am feeling guided to read Amy first. And before we do that, hands on our heart, if you want to just take a moment to just jump out of whatever's been going on with you today, whether you're starting your day or it's the end of the day, just jump out. Like imagine you're going to jump out of this maze of life that can sometimes feel overwhelming and too much, and all the things we're trying to figure out, all the horizontal things. Just jump out of there and be kind of on a higher elevator, escalator to this infinite self that you are, this beautiful Christ-like, selfless, all-loving heart. Where I kind of wish I'm going to ask the guides to teach me how I could teach this specific code. The code of Daniel Dove, when I got the name Daniel Dove, it was so liberating because I no longer had to figure out who I was and what my purpose was. It became obvious what my purpose was, which was to bring healing on the planet through like healing people, right? Peace and healing. And everything I would do was a direct, like it was just one goal, was how can I share the healing light of angels with people? Like it was a very singular goal and singular mission. And it allowed me to get the code of selflessness, where I'm like, imagine the spaciousness of no longer trying to heal yourself or fix yourself or make money for yourself or make sure you have love for yourself or heal your addictions. Or like imagine what happens when your self is no longer like an obsession, right? Because in the personal development, we can be like, oh, I need to learn more, I need to do more. But when you actually jump out of you into this space of like, how can I just be helpful today to people, to somebody, and to do it from a place of like, I know all of my needs are going to be taken care of. And if I just shift from focusing on me to focusing on other people, and my gifts get to be used and my gifts get to be of service, you just stop all resistance, like all of your resistance to life, to yourself, to your worthiness. Like you no longer have a small little self, no ego. I mean, I still probably had an ego as Danielle Duff, but it's so liberating when you do something without needing anything in return. So I know Lisa asked a question around that, her next steps and things like that. And I'm really hoping that I could create a container. I know meditating with angels give you that space of like having the no self, the download of the no self. Your mind is just quiet and you still know what you need to do. You're still active in the world, but it's just like I made that little video of me dancing where my hands are like this and I got pink nails and I said it's detached creativity. Detached creativity. Imagine this is what it feels like, okay? And I my dancing is that for me. Like some of my posts and my dancing and my courses are that, right? Detached. I need nothing in return for giving the gift away of creativity. I need no validation or recognition. The gift in the moment is so pure because I need no recognition in that moment. It is detached creativity, detached from the ego's need to be recognized. My ego is not using my art to get something. It's safe, it's protected, like it is untouched by the ego. My channeled meditating with angels, you can tell it's not touched by the ego. The ego can't touch that. It's so freaking pure. Do you know what I'm saying? Like these readings, untouched by the ego. Like, I love you ladies. The container we created is so beautiful and so pure. So I'm able to be a clear channel. This is gate 23 and 43, like that whole channel in the throat chakra. Like I could speak truth in the moment because I have safety in my body and approval in my body from me giving it to me and knowing it's in me innate. But I also know this container is safe, right? Now, if you put me in front of a bunch of corporate random people, I don't know, I might still need I might be wobbly with my clear channel, right? Because that container, maybe I still need to maybe spend a little time hanging out with them before my clear channeling comes in, because my ego might come in with like, am I safe? Are they going to approve of me? I don't know. So the message here, maybe this is for Amy, the message is really, can you get yourself in front of people that feels really freaking safe? So your art, your words, your creativity feels untouched by the ego. And recognize, spend some time during the day when you are just free flowing, whether it's dancing, whether it's rollerblading, jumping on trampoline, hugging people, doing free hugs on the street. Like I used to do that. Hold a sign, do it with a bunch of friends, free hugs. And just like experience selflessness, loving other people selflessly. Wow. You know, we don't do enough of that. When I did it at a village in the south of France, these papis like grandpas would be like, you're gonna hug me? Literally, I cried. They were like, you're gonna hug me? Me? You beautiful blonde, blue hair. Like, they were just like, you're gonna give me a hug? I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna give you a hug. That's like, I'm here for that. I just, like, when we talk about healing the world and we talk about finding your life purpose, it's not only happening through your business. It's not gonna just happen in your head. It's every day you can pick up trash on the street. Like you're on that frequency of selfless service. And I guarantee you, and I don't need to give you that guarantee because it's almost like I'm going to give it to you, but you don't need it. You will be taken care of. You are going to be taken care of if you live on that frequency. The ego will take your gains and your wealth. It will like the greed of the ego will come in and like try to take it away. But if you can stay in that heart, you will be turning water into wine, multiplying bread for the masses. Do you know what I'm saying? It will be like the ego's dark greed, or because the ego has this world we live in has the frequency of have and have not, of I manifested it and then I lost it. I got it, I don't got it anymore. It's got the flip side. Okay, you'll see it with celebrities. You see it with people who get really big and then they get canceled. It's the danger of manifesting something and like the greed and the pride, and then it can be taken away. What cannot be taken away is when you receive it selflessly and there's no ego. It has no opposites. Ego has opposites. This selflessness does not. It can compound, it can grow. You could see like Warren Buffett. Like, I don't know him personally. He might have a huge ego. I don't know. I don't think so though, because he still lives in the same house. But people who have massive wealth, like Even the guy Apple, like you can tell it's like humbling. He wore the same thing every day. He was all about service. He was all about the work. Again, I don't know these people. I'm using them as examples. It could be a bad example, but I'm trying to give you these codes and these downloads of what will protect your gifts and your wealth and who you are by keeping it in this space. So really meditate and be like, what could I do that would help me keep memorizing these codes of selfless service? How do I show up? So you could have the exact same life and be like, how can I make this lunch I'm going to make, this dress I need to buy for this event, this haircut I need to get? How can I make it less about me and more about how me doing this helps us or the whole or them? So again, I know we could have self-effacing as a trauma response. We can have, like where we make ourselves smaller as a trauma response. I'm not talking about that, okay? Self-effacing, there's a Gene Key gate that is that, which is really painful. I used to do that as my trauma response. So not at all what I'm suggesting here, okay? Don't forget yourself. Don't stay in relationships that are abusive. Obviously, this isn't it. Like, because if you stay in an abusive relationship, it's still very self-centered. It's like, I can't leave him because he gives you something or she gives you something, right? It's an identity, it's something, it gives you validation. But the selflessness I'm talking about, you could literally do it all day, every day and not get tired, because it's this, I do it for them and it's for me, but there's this organic, flowy, beautiful higher purpose. So, all right, this was a really important message, and let me know if it lands, okay, beautiful ladies. I think it's a piece of the puzzle for everybody's reading. It's a piece of the puzzle for where the planet is at. This has been a really incredibly challenging year for a lot of people, and I know a lot of people who lost a lot this year. So have I. I lost a massive, massive thing that had been in my life for over a decade that was really sort of keeping me safe-ish. And then the universe was like, let me remove that for you. And then let me show you where your real safety is at. And incredible gifts came out of that, but it took accepting the losses and the lessons. Yeah. All right, Amy, I'm going to tune into you. Oof. Okay. Yeah, and your best creativity, and this is a message, Amy, I've been giving you this message for over a week. I know I haven't sent you the audio and the message, but it's really like your best creativity, where you get all the ideas. I don't know if you guys saw my TikTok. I made a really long 10-minute TikTok video on emotions and trauma and all of that. And at the end, I talked about this. So your best creativity comes through you when you're detached and you don't need anything from it. And it's when you have installed absolute innate recognition. And when people ask me, they say, how can I be more creative? Really what you want to do is tell your mind, convince your mind, your whole energetic field of like, I know what it feels like to have innate recognition. I'm recognized. And it's like showering yourself with praise and recognition so that the world will match that. And then you won't be able to stop yourself from being creative, because your creativity is like, when I was saying, like, it's easier for me to speak and be a flowing channel when I know I'm safe in this container and my intentions are in the right place. Yeah. So for you, it's not so much, how do I figure out how I help my community and have the right course or have the right program or have the right title? It's like, really get into like, how would it feel to have already so much recognition? Give it to myself. You could give yourself recognition for things you do all day. Like, oh, you could have a whole list of all the things you did today. That's like, I'm going to give myself recognition for that. Like, high five. I'm so proud of myself. And it will literally heal and activate this artist in you who is going to come through your beautiful RTT business intention thing. Like it's even bigger than just RTT, it's everything you're here to do, and it's your art. Your business is your art. So contemplation time is spending time alone. Even if you have some concerns around money and your root chakra and safety, and it might feel like you're in the, it could feel like, I feel like, Amy, sometimes it feels like I'm in the wrong place. Like I'm a mermaid who is here to swim, but I'm on land and I don't have feet. Like there's a little bit of that going on in this picture for you. It's like, I'm good here, but there's something off. Like they're asking me to have wings and fly, and all I can do is walk, or they're asking me to walk when all I can do is swim. It's as if you feel like dislocated, like you're like somehow like the things you think you need to succeed, you don't have. And it's very root chakra-ish, a little bit throat chakra. Like you somehow have a history, or you've made this up, it's a pattern or it's a story you told yourself enough time that you now believe it. But like, I don't know, other people can succeed, but I seem to not have the thing I need to succeed. Like, what's going on with me? Like something's wrong with me. And you know, I may have done it as a mom. I'm sure maybe your mom did it to you where, you know, the kid does something and you're like, what's wrong with you? You know? And it's like, how could you do that? How, were you not thinking? Like we say these things to our children and we're like, oh God, we're gonna have them in therapy 20 years from now. And like they think something's wrong with them. Obviously, nothing's wrong with you. But you believe there's some limiting beliefs you got to clean up about that. Okay, look at yourself in the mirror and start telling yourself, I'm exactly where I'm meant to be. I'm in the right place. I have all the things I need to succeed. I am meant to succeed. I am meant to know to be in water with a mermaid tail. Like you're meant to be in your element. Things are meant to be easy. Like the other question you can ask yourself is like, why am I on land when I have a mermaid tail? Why am I trying to be a square when it's a hole? Why can't you just go where there are squares? Like squares are needed, you know? So the space you'll start leaning into as you watch your thoughts, you give yourself a better script, you delete some old beliefs, you clean up the old beliefs. It's like, I could just be a mermaid inside the water. Why? I don't need to try to be a mermaid on land. So the prayer is like, God put me where I'm in my element and put me where I thrive, and show me how, like if I were in my space where I was a genius and my genius was recognized and blah, 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 tell me where to go. Okay. And people are going to love it. You're going to be like, people see me, people love me, my energy is fun and thriving. And I think this is so important for everybody. It's like some of us grew up and memorized cellularly, like life is hard and life sucks, like high school, middle school, prom, like acne, like we were like, life doesn't feel easy starting out, you know, like learning how to read, and like if you had older siblings who picked on you and being bullied. So it's like at the beginning of today, I said, jump out of that into this next thing, like jump. Imagine you jumped out of you into this next energy and you left all of that behind. And that was movie room number one, like in the meditation. And you just are done with that movie room. I told one of the ladies in the reading, Melanie, I think, what if that door is closed? Like you can't go back to that movie room. It's done. You will never struggle that way again. It makes no sense. It's inappropriate. You'll never be a mermaid on land that doesn't have feet. Like that may be how you felt growing up. Like I'm in the wrong school, I'm in the wrong community. But that was then, you jumped out of there, we sealed it, you healed it through very specific healing exercises and forgiveness exercises where you're like, okay, I went through that whole track, the racetrack. I can't think of a single person I need to forgive. I can't think of a single event or triggering whatever that I'm still triggered by. I don't need to ever go back there. Let me get all the little parts of me. Let me get all of the inner children in me. Let me release everybody, heal, like make sure everybody's in the light. We're good. And then you get a new dawn. Okay. And in a new dawn, she could be in the water, out of the water. She's in her element everywhere she goes. Like it doesn't matter. She freaking knows who she is. Okay. So the last card was the healing heart. So this is you when I said, oh, a bunch of people are going to love you, find you. You're going to heal a lot of people. Like your hand is on their heart and their inner children are going to heal. It's also going to be really healing to you to realize, oh, this whole time, this is where I was meant to be. I was trying to be a human with legs on land when I was a mermaid this whole time. So you're going to be a mermaid. See, I'm out of place. I know where I am. I'm supposed to be a mermaid in the water, and she's got a mirror. Super healing to finally be like, oh my goodness, I know who I am. This is where I'm supposed to be. And then you get a new dawn. Super hot. Okay, so I mean, I can just share 30 seconds of a really massive day of healing for me where it was like, it was the before and the after. It was when I was turning 24 years old. So from 23 to 24 years old, I was sitting on the beach in Malibu, California. I had walked into a shaman bookstore next door to where I was working in Malibu. I was working at Taverna Tony, which is like super fun, hot Greek restaurant where all the super, super, super famous celebrities and producers and Warner Brothers and James Cameron, Titanic people like would come in to eat. So I was in this like crazy world. I was a hostess, and then I'm like, I need to go sit on the beach. I'm like, this is a little much. I just met James Cameron. Like, this is crazy. Britney Spears, Leonardo DiCaprio, all these people would just walk in, like randomly, like, oh, they're just having lunch here. All right. And Anthony Hopkins, Robin Williams, like they would all come in for lunch. All the DreamWorks guys just casually having lunch. And I was casually sitting them down and giving them their menu and bringing them their pita bread. I gave Leonardo DiCaprio his pita bread one day, like, here, no big deal, right? Anyway, so I'm on the beach and I read Doreen Virtue's book called Earth Angels. And I have a full body wake up of like, I'm an Earth Angel. Duh! Like there was a whole test and quiz to take, right? And I remember it was from my 23rd to my 24th birthday. And what's crazy is I was born literally in this lifetime. Like my birthday is between March 23rd and March 24th at midnight. Exactly. Like the nurse was like, she's born 5 seconds after midnight. And my mom was like, no, she was born the 23rd. And the nurse was like, she was born the 24th. So on my actual, birth certificate, it's the 24th. But my mother was always like, you were born the 23rd. So from my 23rd to my 24th birthday, I had this massive awakening on the beach in Malibu, California. And we're in 2024. And I have had a hell of a year having another whole level of waking up that I was like, I didn't know this was possible. I thought I was awake, but no. All right. I'm going to stop the recording to do a new one for Melissa. And we had one more lady. Oh, and Pearl. Oh, wait. Stop recording. I'm trying to hit the button.